This is a paranormal study of the third eye man, rumored to live in the USC catacombs. Written and researched by Raleigh Bacharach, Ben Bonhurst, Justin Rowe, and me, Matt Francis. The first documented sighting of the third eye man was on November 12, 1949, by USC student Christopher Nichols. It was the middle of the night, and Nichols claimed to see the silvery figure lift a manhole cover and climb into the university steam tunnel near the horseshoe. While there were no other students around to corroborate Nichols' story, a few short months later, a police officer allegedly encountered the same silvery figure with a third eye in the middle of his forehead, hunched over scattered chicken remains, gnawing on the bird. University of South Carolina school records document the sighting of the third eye man, and many students have gone looking for him in the tunnels, but no one else has found him since. The following video, produced by SCE-TV, gives some background into the catacombs and the third eye man.
Is an intricate system of tunnels that was established earlier than the Civil War. The big misconception with the catacombs is people think that they just mysteriously were built during the Civil War. If you know anything about the catacombs themselves, there's probably about 16 miles of tunnel under the city of Columbia, under USC, under the state capitol, and 2 accesses to the river. They were built actually in the late 1700s after Columbia was incorporated as the state capital, as a way of dignitaries and people of popularity or importance to travel throughout the city without being harassed or assassinated by other people. Third Eye Man is said to haunt the theater at night and roam the catacombs during the daytime. People aren't allowed down into the catacombs simply because there's a lot of people who want to see a ghost. There's people who believe in the paranormal. There's people who think that they're going to be the one to get a picture of the Third Eye Man. The campus decided to close the catacombs off due to the fact that there is very high water down there at certain times of the year, and there's a lot of injuries that can occur from someone walking down there. The floor is real slippery, and they don't want the liability of, if there is someone or in a cold or a serial killer living down there, they don't want to have any chance of any of their students getting killed or come up missing like they did in 1972.
Columbia is rife with supposed paranormal activity, perhaps due to its historical buildings and the mystique surrounding them, or perhaps because so many people just want to believe in ghost stories. The Third Eye Man, also known as the Sewer Man or the Strange Man in Silver, as he occasionally appears in writing, is rumored to live in the catacombs below USC by day and inhabit the basement of Longstreet Theater by night. Eyewitness accounts are the only evidence the Third Eye Man has left behind. No tracks or traces of him have ever been found. Unlike some paranormal claims, the grotesque Third Eye Man is said to possess no special powers, and the evidence does not suggest any of his intentions. Since there is so little evidence available about the Third Eye Man, our analysis was rather difficult. We narrowed down our criteria to 3 major points. Is an explanation provided about the Third Eye Man? Could there possibly be alternative explanations? And is this claim testable, and has it been tested before? In order to further organize our analysis, we came up with this list of questions. What is a paranormal claim? Now, of course, the paranormal claim in this situation is the Third Eye Man. But a paranormal claim generally is anything that exists outside of the natural and physical world. The Third Eye Man, with his extra eye in the middle of his forehead, and silvery skin and grotesque appearance, is certainly beyond anything that we know to be part of our natural world. We also wondered, does it involve any unknown forces? And in this case, as far as the evidence leads us to believe, there are no supernatural explanations that need to be applied to the Third Eye Man. While his physicality may be strange and unusual, he is part of the physical world, with no supernatural interactions. Does the claim invoke any argument fallacies? Since there is so little evidence to support the paranormal claim, it is hard to have an argument about the third eye man without any argument fallacies. One of the most important tools when studying the paranormal is Occam's razor, the idea that the simplest explanation is often the best explanation. In the case of the third eye man, is it more probable that there is a three-eyed man living in the steam tunnels beneath USC, that a sleep-deprived student in the middle of the night mistook someone for the third eye man, or the police officer, perhaps spurred on by the stories from the student mere months earlier, mistook a deranged man for the third eye man? This leads us seamlessly into the question, are alternative explanations conceivable? And in the case of the third eye man, it would seem that the alternative explanations are far more conceivable than the paranormal claims. Both documented encounters with the third eye man happened late at night and with only one eyewitness present. This leaves this unreliable form of data collection all the more unreliable. The police officer that encountered the third eye man months after the USC student was likely influenced by reading accounts of this strange man that roamed the campus at night. Next, we discussed if the claim was testable. And in this case, the claim is not testable using the scientific method. Since only a few witnesses claim to have seen the third eye man, and those that have explored the sewer portals to find him there have not seen any evidence, we have nothing to base scientific study on. The claim has not been tested to the best of our knowledge, which is unsurprising due to the lack of evidence. As we've discussed, only eyewitness data exists about the third eye man. And since only 2 eyewitnesses have ever seen him, and on separate occurrences months apart, we have to consider this evidence anecdotal and not scientifically valid. Now that we have analyzed the claim of the third eye man and reasonably determined that this claim does not stand up when put under a scientific eye, we move on to possible scientific explanations for the phenomenon of the third eye man. The first alternative explanation that we considered was social psychology. With so many people believing paranormal claims, why shouldn't you believe about the third eye man? When the story broke in the 1940s in the Daily Gamecock, it surely caused a stir, as it is still discussed among Carolina students today. The next alternative explanation deals specifically with the 2 eyewitnesses. Since both sightings occurred at night and they were alone, there is a good chance that their recollection was not correct. Perhaps they saw something that was not there, or missaw something that was there. Another alternative explanation is that they truly experienced something paranormal. Since there is no scientific evidence to prove or disprove the existence of third eye man, we simply cannot know. Christopher Nichols in the 1940s may have stepped outside that night believing that he would see something strange, a feeling in his gut or something he had read earlier that day that predisposed him to a misrecollection of seeing the third eye man. The police officer could have read the story in the Daily Gamecock and been predisposed to see it himself. In conclusion, while science cannot prove anything, the claim did not hold up under our scrutiny. The sightings were simply too specific, superficial, or anecdotal to be taken seriously in a scientific study. However, there will surely be people that believe that the third eye man roams the catacombs by day and the basement of Longstreet Theater by night, no matter how much rigorous study is done on this case.